500 years ago, an incident occurred in the busy market of an ancient empire that changed the fate of not only an old fruit seller, but also a young man forever. What happened that day, that a small act of kindness became an example for the entire city? Let's find out. This is the story of young Hamza, who was a poor but virtuous young man. He had a simple linen shirt on his body, a long robe, a leather belt, a turban on his head, and leather sandals on his feet. He was traveling to different cities in search of work after the death of his father. After several days of difficult travel, Hamza entered the old market of a great empire holding the rope of his donkey. The market was full of stone shops, wooden carts, horse-drawn carts, camels, torches, colourful clothes, pottery, blacksmiths, potters, the smell of spices, and crowds of people. Hamza was slowly moving forward in the crowded market, holding the donkey's rope, examining each item carefully. Suddenly, his eyes fell on an old fruit seller with a white beard in a corner of the market, who was selling apples, pomegranates, grapes, and figs on a wooden cart. His clothes were old, but there was dignity on his face and patience in his eyes. The young man had just set his eyes on the old man when suddenly a few horses from the royal stables quickly entered the market. People started running here and there to save their lives. At that moment, a royal horse hit the old fruit seller's cart and the cart overturned. All the fruits scattered on the rocky road. Some of the fruits were crushed under the horse's hooves. The old man was worried to see his fruits lying on the ground. But what could he do? No one had the courage to say anything to the royal riders. However, the old man sat down on the ground with shaking hands and started picking up one fruit at a time with trembling hands. People would stop for a few moments, then go their separate ways. Hamza also moved forward, but suddenly his steps stopped. He turned around and saw the old man's face and couldn't let go of him. He returned silently, spread his cloak on the ground, and carefully picked up one fruit at a time. A few children also joined him. Hamza separated the bad and good fruits, straightened the cart, and rearranged it. Tears started flowing from the old man's eyes. He looked up at the sky and said, "Oh Lord, today you have sent a stranger as a mercy to me." Hamza smiled and replied, "Baba, the real wealth of a person is his character." At that moment, he realized that helping street vendors is not just a business, but a service to humanity. Hamza did not even know that the minister of the royal palace was inspecting the market in civilian clothes. He saw this whole scene with his own eyes. The minister motioned to one of his soldiers standing there. The soldier stepped forward and respectfully said, "Young man, our minister wants to meet you in the palace." Hamza was surprised. The next day, he reached the royal palace. He was amazed to see the marble pillars, the high gates, the royal guards, and the beautiful gardens. A soldier motioned for Hamza to go in front of the minister. The young man stepped forward and stood in front of the minister politely. The minister smiled and said, "I saw your character yesterday. You helped an old man without expecting any reward. The empire needs such honest people." At that moment, the minister appointed Hamza as an employee in the Royal Trade Department. The young man performed his duty diligently and honestly. A few years passed. Hamza became a respected official of the empire because of his honesty. One day, Hamza passed by the same market. He saw that the same old fruit vendor was now selling the best fruits on a large and beautiful wooden stall. Two young apprentices were also working with him. The old man recognized Hamza as soon as he saw him. He went forward, hugged him, and said, "Son, if you hadn't helped me that day, I might have left this market forever." Hamza smiled and replied, "I was only doing my duty." The old man said, "Your one act changed the lives of my future generations." That same day, Hamza started a welfare project to help needy traders and small shopkeepers throughout the empire. He taught people in every market that helping street vendors is a symbol of respect, kindness, and justice. Gradually, people throughout the empire began to consider buying from poor merchants as a matter of honor. Times change, kings change, empires end. But goodness never gets old. A small good deed can live in the hearts of people for centuries. Remember, helping street vendors is not just about saving someone's livelihood, but also supporting their honor, hope, and future. If you liked this historical and instructive story, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Maybe one of your shares will light the lamp of humanity in someone else's heart.